Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about Saturn in the fourth house in the natal chart. Now, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on Saturn placements in the houses. They were a little bit concise, and some people may have referred to them as snappy. So what I decided to do was make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up as well, Saturn in the fourth house is comparable to Saturn in the zodiac sign Cancer, but naturally you got to blend in, the zodiac sign with this. Saturn in Cancer in the fourth house can be different than Saturn in Capricorn in the fourth house, as an example. Now, Saturn in the fourth house. Well, first thing about this. Saturn is connected with the career and work, and there may be the person that has this placement may be involved in some home business, and their career may be out of the home, or maybe involve something home related or Cancerian related. It could be something with real estate, home remodeling, renovation, roofing, siding, even like interior decoration. The career may figure, prominently in the relationship with the family, or it may involve one or more family members. It may be something, connected, as far as history goes, maybe associated with history or mining, plumbing, farming. It could be, where, you may be more sensitive and emotional regarding career-related matters than most people on average. Now, Saturn is also connected with laborious hard work. So if you have Saturn posited in the fourth house in the natal chart, that hard work, laborious work, and efforts may be done out of the home, whether it's a home business, or if you're somebody that's constantly making modifications or remodeling, renovating the home. It could involve family members. It may be doing something fourth house related again, which can include home remodeling, renovation, real estate, plumbing, mining, farming, as some examples. And you may work harder in that latter part of your life, more so than most people. If you're currently in it, you may be working hard at this point, but if if you're not in it, be prepared, because you may be working laboriously, more so than most people on average in that latter part of life. And hard work may involve a home or family member, or someone we're close to home with. Another thing about Saturn in astrology, it's connected with the father, authority figures, and older people. And when you have Saturn posited in the fourth house in the natal chart, these people may cause more emotional energy. You may be more sensitive to these matters, whether it's activities connected with them or what have you. The thing too is these people may be nostalgic. They may be historians, people that are moody and temperamental. They may also, figure prominently in terms of who you are at the core, or maybe they just take notice this more. They may, be playing an integral role in the development of this, especially if the sign, I would say, on the fourth house cusp is the same as the Saturn placement, which in many cases it will be, but other cases it won't. I mean, for example, if somebody could have Aquarius on the cusp of the fourth house, but have Saturn and Pisces in the fourth house. Now, another thing about Saturn in astrology, it's connected, with restrictions and limitations. So if you have Saturn posited in the fourth house in the natal chart, there may be certain restrictions and limitations that are home and family related, whether it's contact with them or what have you. It may be, with the less dominant parent, which is often the mother. there may be something limiting regarding traditions, whether you're not cued in on them, or for whatever reason it's hard to engage in activities associated with them. Establishing foundations, this could be something else that's restricting and limiting for you. And also finding safety and security, whether it's because you're in a rough neighborhood, say, and don't have the money to extricate yourself from that and find a better area to live, as some examples, or you don't have the money, say, to protect your home in terms of having more advanced computerized or electronic security, as some examples. And things that are limiting and restricting may cause you may be more emotional about, more so than most people. There may be you may feel more restricted at expressing qualities that are connected with who you are at the core. Saturn astrology is also connected with fears, inhibitions, worry, apprehension. So if you have Saturn positive in the 4th house of the natal chart, there may be fears and worries that are associated often with home and family related matters. It could be in terms of starting or establishing foundations. There could be something associated with the less dominant parent, which is often the mother, that may cause fear. And it doesn't necessarily mean that this person is imposing or intimidating. It could be a health condition, as an example, may cause more worry and apprehension for you, more so than most people on average. Fears may be more prominent also in that latter part of life as well, or there may be some fear in expressing who you are at the core as well. And there could just be simply doing home family related activities for whatever reason. There may be more fear in connection with that. Now, another thing about Saturn astrology, it's connected sorrow and sadness and despondency. So if you have Saturn positive in the 4th house of the natal chart, there may be more sorrows and connection with the home, family members, people you're close to home with. In the latter part of life, there may be more despondency, more so than most people on average. It could be in matters connected with traditions, establishing foundations, or something, matters that are associated with the less dominant parent, again, which is often the mother. That latter part of life can be sad. It could, there may be more dejection at that point in time than most people. It could be connected with one's roots and ancestry as well. Also, too, Saturn in astrology is associated with responsibility. So if you have Saturn positive in the 4th house in the natal chart, there may be a lot of responsibility, more so than most people, to home and family related matters, introverted activities, matters associated with plumbing, laundry. It could be home renovation, remodeling, matters with family. It could also be taking care of a debilitated or sickly family member as well. It could be to the person, the less dominant parent, which is often the mother. People that are that for you, that you're close to home with. Now, Saturn is also associated with chronic issues. So if you have Saturn in the 4th house, well, keep in mind the 4th house corresponds with the zodiac sign Cancer, so there may be chronic issues connected with the chest, the breast, the ribs, stomach. You may experience more chronic issues in the latter part of life, more so than most people on average. You may become more emotional and more sensitive regarding these matters as well. Your chronic issues can also, they may impact, the relationship, the connection with home and family members more so than in most instances. People you're close to home with, the less dominant parent, again, which is often the mother, it may affect, those matters. And keep in mind that Saturn in the fourth house is in its accidental detriment, because fourth house does correspond with the zodiac sign Cancer, so it's not really the best. It's far from the best placement for Saturn, but it could always be helped out with positive aspects to it, whether it's natal or through transits, as some examples. Or like, say if you have Jupiter or Venus in the fourth house, that could be good, I would say, a modifying influence. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.